Hi, you. It's me, Nicole Phoenix Star, and this is the Nick Star podcast. It's my birthday very soon, in a few days, and I'm turning 52, and I'm very much looking forward to that. I am doing my usual acknowledging and celebrating of self of my new year. And I am going away for a couple of nights, and I have bought myself a new laptop, which I'll be picking up from the city store that I'm going to, and taking myself out to dinner. I'm going to a show at a concert hall and having some alone time, which I don't get as much of these days, living with my daughter and her friend in our house. So it's been a tradition of mine since I decided to make it a tradition at the age of 30 to make a bit of a deal about my birthday. And I have every single year since, and I've done some extraordinary things. I used to, I used to say I have shit birthdays, and I did because that's clearly what I put out there. And my 30th was such a disappointment to me. And I always find it is such a common thing when people expect other people to make a deal out of their birthday. And quite often that either falls short or doesn't equate to their expectations or whatever. And so I spend the time doing a review of my last year and kind of spend some time feeling into the coming year. I had such a wonderful 13-night birthday soiree. When I turned 50, I planned it all out, and I stayed in 3 different places in Bali and took myself through a rite of passage into a new decade. And I realized at, 30 and 40 and 50, looking back at the previous decade and, kind of how that was spent and the time of just kind of floundering or being in survival, and stepping into 50, I wanted to really not find myself at 60 looking back at any what felt like wasted time or not using the time in a way that was unconscious. I spent a lot of my 30s and 40s in a lot of hustle and a lot of survival mode, and really spending some time wishing time away. And I really wanted to consciously step into 50 where I didn't look back and see any of that. And I wanted, some more spaciousness just to be, and, not using my time to do things, but to have each moment feel very whole as opposed to full. And I really love having spaciousness and slow days and days of just being, and that feels like a luxury when there isn't a lot that gets done, and being able to do things when I do want to. And I've spent a lot of my 30s and 40s traveling, and that was always a huge aspiration for me, and I feel very blessed and grateful that I did that. And although, you know, I have great aspirations for further travel and whatnot, it doesn't feel the same urgency as it used to. Um, and, I always create a sanctuary of where I live so that it always does feel like a sanctuary. And I'm currently sitting in my bedroom and I love it so much. And it's not that different to a beautiful hotel room or staying in a resort. I love that is my experience regularly. And although I am going to stay, I'm actually staying in some apartments, not a hotel, for my birthday getaway, just so I can have a kitchen to nourish and nurture myself as well as go out. Um, I I do love having that sanctuary created reality as my daily. So yes, I am very much in my pre-birthday mode. Um, Last week I spent a lot of time doing some extra work so that I don't have to do any while I'm away for those few days, and getting a bit further ahead of things. Again, another way of self-supporting to ensure I have the spaciousness and the grace for whatever else will be found and the time had. It's, yeah, and being able to have, just the time and space to do as little or as much as I like. And it's fascinating. I have inspired many people to take kind of a responsibility for their birthdays and how that has converted into so much joy and happiness, as opposed to hoping someone else will do that for them, and really claiming that as your own, because it is yours. It's the beginning of your new year. And yeah, it really is a very, I don't know, it's a very cool thing. And I've had, people try and book birthday weekends or weeks where it doesn't fall on their birthday because it hasn't lined up or whatever, and it just doesn't land the same. So I really encourage people to work their birthday, showing up for themselves around the exact date, and, you know, kind of creating specialness for yourself and filling the day with kindness and self-love, and buying yourself something that you've really been wanting and kind of prepare for that. I've needed a new laptop for quite some time, and my laptop, it's an integral piece of my livelihood and my life. And sometimes it overheats and makes crazy noises, and sometimes it even shuts itself down, and it really is a little slow. And I'm just thrilled that I have prepared to be able to buy this for me for my birthday. And it was really funny. Last week I was just had this pull, this inspiration to kind of do some more research, and I was on the Apple website and I just found myself kind of, going to the new laptop, and they have this new color called Starlight, and it's kind of like a goldy tone as opposed to the original silver tone. And they used to have the rose gold laptop, which I thought that I always wanted, but this Starlight is more of a matte gold, and it's not gold, but it's perfect. It's beautiful. And so I clicked on that, and it said, do you want the 13-inch or the 15-inch? And I clicked on the 13 that I wanted, and it just asking me like different cable speeds and different plug options, and I just was like, what are you doing? And I just kept going. And would you like it pick up or delivery? And I really wanted to pick it up from the Apple store as part of my birthday adventure. And I just kept going. I'm like, what are you doing? It's a bit early to be doing this. And then it said available for pickup the 12th of May, which is the very day I wanted to pick it up and be in the store, because my birthday's the 13th of May. And I was like, oh my God, I better buy it right now, because it needs to be pre-ordered and arranged to be sent to the store on the exact day I want it. So before I realized, I clicked buy now. And fortunately, I had set aside the money for it in my laptop savings section. And it was thrilling. And I'm so looking forward to, because I'm taking a train. Haven't been on. Yeah, it's my kind of first big adventure out of the coast since I've been back, and I'm so excited, and doing some train action and bus action, and yeah, I love public transport for adventures. And picking that up and retire my old laptop that has been such a beast and so helpful, and carry it around many countries. And yeah, it's been, it nearly died twice, and I have actually put 2 new batteries in it, which I've changed over myself because YouTube is very helpful at that. Yeah, it's going to have its little moment of retirement, and yeah, I'm just squealing on the inside with delight for my new laptop for my birthday. Haven't quite decided yet anywhere specific to go for my birthday dinner, but I'm sure it will present itself therefore. And yeah, taking time to do a review. I have to find a journal or get a new one to do that. It's been such a ritual of mine. And I don't know, like there's an integration process that happens, kind of acknowledging and, you know, recognizing different modules and different seasons that you've had in the last year as you step into the next birthday year. So yeah, it will be a long time since I've stepped into a new birth year living in Australia. The last time I did have 1 year here during COVID. That's true. Oh, that's the year I had my birthday with all my kids together, and we went to Perth. It was a Mother's Day weekend. I was in survival mode then, though, in the depths of perimenopause chaos. It was very sweet, though, but yeah. It was the first time I'd had my birthday with my children for decades, because like I said, since I was 30, I've taken myself away from my birthday, which quite often coincides with Mother's Day because I was born on Mother's Day. And each year it's kind of close-ish within the week, and I tend to be away for Mother's Day and my birthday. And that's all that any mother would want, is a day off. It is. And yeah, last year I had a beautiful few days away up in a gorgeous resort on the northwest coastline of Bali, a place I wanted to go for many, many years. And yeah, I hadn't had the realization or the awareness that I was moving back to Australia then at all. I hadn't even had the first vision. So, wow, so much has happened from that birthday to this one. I had not even had a vision to come to Australia yet, let alone all the things that happened. Wow. See, already just kind of gazing back, it's just mind-blowing. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you. My pre-birthday energy, and a little bit about taking the time to show up for you and celebrate the self and review your past year and consciously step into your new one. It is a very beautiful ritual to align with, and it's very purposeful, intentional, and it feels very yummy. All right, that's all I have today. Thank you so much for listening. I am so grateful. My website, which I need to update, www.nickstar.com, NIKSTARR. Thank you. Bye.